All right, this is take 4. Try to get this one nailed down. Song number 29 on WABC Swing and Sound Survey. The week of April the 18th, 1961. Tony Orlando, Halfway to Paradise. A lot of people have forgot that Tony Orlando first charted. He first got big in the, not real big, but big enough in the early 60s. 16-year-old Tony Orlando, discovered by Don Krishner. Halfway to Paradise went to number 39 on Billboard's Hot 100. Then he came back in 1961 with an even bigger hit called Bless You that made top 20, 1961. Tony Orlando had a charmed life back in the 60s, and I think it was around 1967. He was in his early 20s. He was offered a vice president position at CBS Records. He was put in charge of the April Blackwood division, which was a publishing arm of CBS. He was in a band called When a couple of years later in 1969. They had a very minor hit, and then 1970 came. And it all happened for Tony Orlando. Tony Orlando was offered a demo called Candida to record that demo. It was written by a woman named Toni Fine. Toni Fine had some chops by 1970. She wrote the beautiful song Black Pearl by Sonny Charles and the Checkmates. Anybody remember that? Summer of '69. She co-wrote Groovy Kind of Love, The Mindbenders, Spring 1966. She sang lead with Ron Dante on the song Sugar Sugar by the Archies. She wrote Candida. Tony Orlando was reluctant to record Candida because he was afraid it would conflict with his duties at April Blackwood. But when he was told that his name wasn't going to be used on the demo, he changed his mind. He recorded Candida with Toni Fine and a session singer named Linda November on backup. Candida was released. It was a smash. Summer, fall 1970, and on the heels of that, Knocked 3 Times under the moniker Dawn was put out. And if I remember correctly, that went to number 1 late 70, early 71, using the same backup singers, Tony Orlando with Toni Fine on backup and Linda November. 1971, Tony Orlando goes on tour. He selects a couple of session singers, and those session singers, gosh, lovely women, my goodness. Thelma Hopkins and Joyce Wilson, they would sing backup from here on out on Tony Orlando and Don's hits, like Tie Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree. But we're at 1961 right now, baby. This is Tony Orlando. Gotta check this one out. Halfway to Paradise. One step up to fame for Tony Orlando.